For NBA teams. Some teams lose momentum, others take on new life and get regenerated when the season resumes. It's always interesting to see how that dynamic plays out.
Backing down is Bryant. 6 on the shot clock. And Durant, here we go. Shoots from 12. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up. If you've got that type of angle, he really took advantage.
Woo-hoo! That's exactly why you watch the All-Star game, to see plays just like that.
Al Paul. And last season we saw teams like San Antonio and Boston really turn it on in the latter half of the season.
Yeah, and of course with a condensed schedule, it made more sense than ever to save up a little energy for the stretch run and dial it up as the playoffs approached.
Boy, the bucket's coming fast and furious.
All offense out there, but that's what this game is all about.
Fires from 14, and the basket by Wade.
Well, the All-Star Game D is in full effect. They typically clamp it down in the second half.
Paul kicks to Kobe. Over Howard. Here's Bynum. The monster one-hand slam.
That's what he's all about. That's who he is, retrieving those misses and exploding right back to the bucket.
Prime example of it right there, no question. Good point, Clark.
Yeah, great rebounder and a great finisher, so that's a difficult combination to deal with for the defense.
And Dwayne Wade in last year's All-Star game became the third player aside from Jordan and LeBron to post a triple-double in the All-Star game with 24 points, 10 boards, and 10 assists.
Bryant. Again, the miss by Kobe. LeBron with it. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Scott Brooks. If Coach had any butterflies in his stomach about coaching the All-Stars, he didn't let any of it come out. He said it was for the fans, and even though he's in charge of the best players in the NBA, his only coaching advice was to go out and have fun. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. And LeBron's triple-double in the All-Star game came only the year prior in Los Angeles. So between Wade and LeBron, some big All-Star performances.
Yeah, no question. LeBron had 36 points last year, really rallied the East back. But remember, his crucial turnover down the stretch cost the Eastern team and really fueled the fire for all of his critics who felt like he should have shot the ball instead of passed.
Here's Rose. After the made shot from Andrew Bynum. Fades and shoots. Gets it to go.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, you'd like to see that every time down the floor.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Kicks to Kobe. There's the feed to Bynum. And the basket good. Bynum's got 8 points.
How about Kobe Bryant? He now holds the record for most consecutive All-Star appearances with 15. And in all 15, he made it as the starter. What an accomplishment.
Boy, is he spit polished offensively. His ability to break down defenses is one of their driving forces.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's Durant. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Going back to Kobe Bryant, of course, tied for the record with 4 All-Star MVPs. Clark, quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, and I'm sure he wants that record, too. Watch out. He might just go for his 5th.
And one thing that Durant has made very clear in his young career is that he's going to be a factor in clutch situations. He wants the ball in his hands with the game on the line.
You know, he's got that lean, thin body and looks a little wispy and carefree out there. But underneath that jersey beats the heart and edge of, I think, a killer in terms of putting the ball in the basket. You know, I think one thing that makes the All-Star game so special is just the history involved.
Oh! Ridiculous!
Tore it down that time.
That never gets old. I love seeing that type of athletic play.
Yeah, I agree with you. And if any of you viewers at home missed the dunk contest last night, just soak up a few of these slams like that. You know, one of the things about the All-Star break is that it can provide some much-needed rest for NBA players and coaches and trainers as well, a chance to regenerate and heal up a little bit. Even for those players in the big game, that week off can still be pretty big.
Here's Williams. The shot will not go. Now the West All-Stars the other way. That's his first personal foul. And a lot of times it can be a tale of two seasons, before and after the All-Star break.
Yeah, you really want to just peak at the right time. And, you know, you think back to last season, some of the players who really came on, guys like Paul Pierce and Carmelo Anthony, they turned their seasons around and really gave their teams a big boost. And I think that's a major part of trying to get hot down the stretch.
Catching up on changes for the West. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Love. Kobe comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Nash in for Tony Parker.
Pretty significant lapse there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups defensively, you're in huge trouble.
Here's Kobe. Rebound by the East All-Stars. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
But you got to time up the clock. It's easier said than done, but you got to execute your offense on that first possession. Well, I guess you'd call this weekend maybe the greatest pickup game on earth. Does that make sense, Clark?
It sure does, and I agree with you. I mean, there's no doubt it tops the list, partner. Tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And it's Bosh, that time on the assist by Williams.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
And that one falls for Bosh. "16 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Nash outside. Durant with a screen on Williams. Nash dishes to Durant. Three-pointer. No good. Got it up. Shot is no good. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far.